Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Minecraft because recently a very controversial change was made to the game that has upset a pretty big portion of the community online. This has actually been trending for 2 days now. I saw this yesterday and I saw it this morning, and I knew at that point that it was time to speak up on this. This isn't just one of those little fling updates, you know, one of those little things that it comes and goes, right? This is actually a pretty major change to Minecraft that definitely has the potential to not only be used out of context, but also could take a pretty good portion of the fun of the game away from people. Now, one of the big defenses I've seen for this system is that it is necessary in order to report people who are, you know, being toxic or being mean or saying crazy things. And that's really not why people are against this system. It's not like people are just complaining because, well, they're not allowed to go on servers and be rude to people anymore in the chat. There's actual legitimate concerns behind this update that have caused people to basically speak out on this update and this change to Minecraft. So basically, a new update for Minecraft has recently come out with the 1.19 release point, or I believe it's actually 1.19.1 at this point, but the most recent release of Minecraft introduced a feature that we've seen in other video games, but people are really not thrilled with it being implemented into this game, and that is a chat report feature, okay? So basically, let's say, I don't know, you're in some public server and somebody says some crazy stuff, right? Like just some stuff that absolutely isn't allowed, right? Like, I don't know, they say slurs or something ridiculous, and you want to go ahead and take action, right? Well, you can now actually report people's chats for being against the rules and community guidelines or whatever, and people can get legitimately banned from online play, like to the point where they're not just banned from a server or anything like that, but they can legitimately be banned from all online play, including Minecraft realms. And this has upset a pretty massive portion of the Minecraft community, and I understand why, because, you know, the concern is honestly there. I see what people are worried about, and it is something that I think Microsoft / Mojang are going to have to address sooner or later at this point. I mean, there is a trending hashtag on Twitter surrounding this. It's not like it's just a very vocal minority of people here. I mean, this is tens of thousands of fans taking to social media to basically protest this being implemented into the game. So now I understand where people are coming from when they say that this is a necessary feature and everything, but the problem with it really seems to be the implementation right now. I'm from an outside looking in perspective, right? I haven't, you know, touched this update or really played this version of Minecraft in a while, but honestly, the concerns are definitely there, and a lot of the concern is for multiple different reasons. Number one being that it basically takes moderation access away from people who are running servers. So, you know, you get the opportunity to start your own Minecraft server, you're playing with your buddies and whatnot, right? Obviously, you want the choice of what's allowed on the server and what's not, right? You want to be able to moderate what's said, what's done on the server. And honestly, I think that that's understandable. I think that's your right? I mean, if you want to be able to moderate your own servers and make decisions for your own servers and decide what's acceptable and what's not, right? I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I think that's how it should work. If you don't want people swearing on your server, then, well, don't allow people to swear on your server. But the problem with this implementation is it's not on a server basis. So it's not like you can turn these features off if you want a more, you know, adult-friendly kind of experience in Minecraft. Basically, this is just overreach where in pretty much any instance, the moderation team at Microsoft / Mojang can get a report for your account or whatever for whatever's being said. And regardless if that's deemed acceptable on your server or not, you can basically end up getting smacked from it. And the problem is, you're not just getting banned from chat, right? It's not like this is oh, you're not allowed to use the text chat anymore, right? This is potentially being fully banned from online multiplayer. So let's imagine a scenario where, I don't know, you're in a server with like 10 or 12 people, and on that server, it's been deemed that, you know, swearing is okay, and somebody ends up cussing or whatever, they say some shit, and let's say someone in that server doesn't like them, and they report them for saying whatever it is that they said. Even if it's deemed acceptable on that server, Microsoft / Mojang can still ban that player simply because, well, it was taken out of context, and they were banned because someone didn't like them in that server, right? There's issues like that that could possibly arise due to this implementation implementation, there's really a pretty good chance that things could be taken out of context and get people banned and all kinds of different things. And unfortunately, we've seen in a lot of situations where these kinds of chats have been implemented where they weren't implemented the way that was best for the community. So people kind of, I feel like, have PTSD to an extent of all these terrible implementations of different things, and they're just worried that this isn't going to be the way forward, right? So there's been a pretty massive community protest to the whole thing. People have been pointing out the issues with this implementation and everything, and well, the developers actually ended up responding. Well, I don't know if this is specifically a developer of the game or if this is more or less like just someone who works at Mojang, but nonetheless, it's somebody in a pretty official position that can give an answer. Hi there, everyone. With this RC release, we wanted to reach out and address two things. First, we know that there's been pushback to the player reporting system that's being introduced in this next update. We appreciate and value your feedback, but it does not mean that feedback will always change the design principles Mojang Studios adheres to. This includes the upcoming reporting system. Second, while we understand that this may not be the answer some of you were hoping for, we are not planning on changing it. There have been some folks following Mojang employees around here on Reddit, responding to unrelated posts for them and commenting about the system. Please understand that this behavior does not encourage employees to reach out to the community, nor will it bring the changes you're wanting. If you feel strongly about something in Minecraft, please tell us in the appropriate locations, such as these threads, because we want to hear what you have to say. However, harassment does not help anyone, not the devs who receive it, nor the players who are passionate about an upcoming change. We want to maintain a constructive and open dialogue with you, and this kind of behavior inhibits that. Keep in mind, this has 2,000 downvotes almost, which it's kind of funny, right? Because this statement really contradicts itself. At the beginning, they openly state that they're not planning on changing it. It doesn't matter if the community feedback to this has been so bad that they should probably reconsider. It doesn't matter that tens of thousands of fans have taken to social media to protest this decision. They're not making the change that the community wants. It doesn't matter what people say. They're making the decision that they want to make. It's not up to the community. So they then later say, oh, use the appropriate locations because we want to hear what you have to say. Well, if you wanted to hear what people had to say, there's tens of thousands of people telling you not to make this update happen. So you can't on one hand say, oh, we value your feedback, we want to hear what you have to say, and then on the other hand say, your opinion isn't valuable to us, we're not making the change that you want. That's not really how this goes. I mean, if you want people to scream into an endless, system of nothingness, that's wonderful. If you want people to complain for no change, that's wonderful, but that's not what people are there giving you this kind of feedback for. People are trying to make this change not happen. People don't want this update to come through. And to so honestly basically spit in people's faces like this and just tell them straight up that their opinion isn't enough to change this decision, I don't really see how that fosters a community of people giving you good feedback. I do agree that people shouldn't be harassing the developers and following them around on social media to just leave messages left and right about this whole thing. That is not the way to go forward, but in a way it almost seems like you're kind of inviting people to do that when you basically tell them that their opinion doesn't matter whatsoever and you're not making the change that tens of thousands of your loyal fans want you to make. So the problem with this is that there's just so many ways that this reporting system can be used in the wrong way. There's so many ways that this can be abused by people. There's so many loopholes in it, and the problem is these loopholes have a very serious effect on the gameplay. I mean, you can be banned from online play, and people are saying things like, oh, well, Microsoft's going to have a healthy team there to make sure that, situations like this don't arise where context will matter and they'll actually human review it. But literally every company ever that says, oh, well, we're going to manually, humanly review these types of situations, they never get it right. They never have a team big enough to handle all these reports the right way. They're not adequately trained to handle them the right way. And you're basically just leaving the hopes of you playing the game up to a random chance. And it's even worse if it's an automated system where a robot basically decides if you're in the right or wrong. So these systems are very rarely implemented correctly to where there's no loopholes, no situation where it can be abused. And honestly, I feel like Minecraft is going to take a pretty big hit from this. People don't want it, so I think the devs should reconsider. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, talking about the #SaveMinecraft movement and signing out.